The 1960s is full of memorable products that instantly remind us of being at home. Just about every room in the house had something that was considered a must-have, usually because they were great products. Many of these are still available today, which attests to their quality. So let's revisit some of the products that were found in just about every home in the 1960s. With Avon ladies going door to door visiting homes to demonstrate and sell products, it's no surprise that Avon had a range of cosmetics, skincare, and fragrances that could be found in just about every home. Women loved Avon's Skin So Soft, while men were able to enjoy Topaz Cologne, usually as a gift bought by their wife. Avon's products were popular because it was convenient and affordable, but nothing beat the personal touch provided by your very own Avon lady. A magic etch-a-sketch was certainly a favorite toy among children in the 1960s. It featured that familiar gray screen inside a red plastic frame with two knobs at the bottom. By cranking the knobs back and forth, children could create straight lines pretty easily, but to get a curve was a little more challenging. The beauty of the etch-a-sketch is that starting over was as easy as turning the thing upside down and giving it a little shake. During Christmas time in the 1960s, etch-a-sketches were a bestseller, and that's when many children found them underneath the tree. Rediscover your past by digitizing your family's memories with Legacy Box. Watch until the end of this video to find out more about preserving your legacy, and then visit legacybox.com/recollection. The Hoover Dial-O-Matic vacuum cleaner revolutionized household cleaning in the 1960s. It had adjustable settings for different floor surfaces, which made you feel like your rugs, hardwood, and linoleum were that much cleaner. Housewives believed a Hoover Dial-O-Matic was the best of the best, and sales of the vacuum took off during the 60s, making Hoover a household name. Later in 1969, they also introduced a self-propelled model that made vacuuming the house an even easier chore. Getting a tan in the 1960s was a little different, as many people would try to enhance their time in the sun. Coppertone suntan lotion became an essential product for this, and even advertised by saying, "Don't be a paleface." The Coppertone smell is one that is hard to forget, and was a huge part of the success of the product in the 1960s, and there's probably no doubt that you can still remember that smell. Who didn't own a cozy blanket that plugged into the wall and radiated with heat while you slept? An electric blanket was essential for those cold nights, and let's face it, home heating and insulation wasn't anything like it is today. Homes could be drafty and downright cold during the winter months, so an electric blanket from Northern Electric, or GE, was just what you needed, with its adjustable heat dial to stay warm and toasty. For most young boys growing up in the 1960s, the Boy Scouts of America was a big part of their lives. This also included a subscription to Boys Life magazine, which would arrive monthly and was packed with adventure stories, articles on outdoor activities, DIY projects, and scouting tips. The magazine was a scout companion, and each issue was eagerly awaited. Boys Life magazine played a significant role in shaping the interests and values of boys growing up during this time. One drink that every kid was begging for in the 1960s was Tang. This was the drink made famous by the astronauts, and that alone had kids demanding it. The sugary orange drink even went to the moon, and that's because the vitamin C infused powder was just what NASA was looking for when it came to the nutrition of their spacemen. This was all Tang needed to create the perfect ad campaign, which touted the space-age drink throughout the Apollo and Gemini missions. In all honesty, Tang didn't taste great, but that didn't stop kids from obsessing over it, because that's what their heroes were drinking. Brillo pads were steel wool scouring pads used for cleaning and scrubbing pots, pans, and other kitchen utensils in the 1960s. Housewives relied on Brillo pads to keep their cookware looking sparkling clean, and they were staples of any kitchen. For this reason, Andy Warhol used the Brillo brand as one of his subjects for an art exhibit in 1964. Brillo pads were not only handy for scrubbing pots and pans, but they were now also considered pop art. If you had a sore throat back in the 1960s, you can bet that a tin of Sucrets was pulled out of the medicine cabinet. The rectangular tin had 24 flavored lozenges that made anyone feel better. There was the standard antiseptic variety, plus they offered mentholated and cherry flavors to help guard against any throat irritation you could imagine. What may be more memorable was how some of these old tins were reused as storage containers for other keepsakes. Telephones were becoming more modern in the 1960s, and just about everyone was upgrading to the Western Electric 500 phone. The rotary dial phone came in a variety of colors and was well built. For this reason, they became widespread in homes and offices across the country, and this lasted well into the 1980s. If it hadn't been for cordless and wireless technology, we may still be using the old reliable Western Electric 500. If you've stuck around this long, don't worry, there's still more. But I wanted to let you know that we have some retro merchandise available too. Just click the link in the description to head on over to the store. Fruit Stripe gum was introduced in 1960 by Beech-Nut. It became a popular chewing gum with fruity flavors and colorful packaging that really appealed to kids. 5 flavors were included in each pack, and the sweet and vibrant gum brand was a treat that brought joy to children from that time. Today, adults seeking that same nostalgic feeling are out of luck because Fruit Stripe gum was just recently discontinued. In the 1960s, families started learning how to be a winner at the game of life when a modern version of the Milton Bradley game was released in 1960. It gave young people a glimpse into their future and also provided them with some insight into what unexpected setbacks may lie ahead. This game taught us that winning at the game of life meant finishing with the most money and retiring at millionaire estates. It started with a trip to the local A&P grocery store, where you could breathe in the aroma of freshly ground coffee. You may have even helped to grind the beans or fill up a bag or two. 8 o'clock coffee was named after the most popular times to drink coffee, and it was one of the most popular brands found in American homes. The smell of coffee dripping or percolating is one that is hard to forget, and 8 o'clock coffee is one that is sure to remind you of the good old days at your childhood home. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything, and make sure to check the description of this video for links to pick up a t-shirt and sign up for the newsletter. Recollection Road and Legacy Box both believe it's important to preserve the past. If you're like me, there's a box of your family's treasured home movies and photos tucked away somewhere, and Legacy Box can help you preserve them digitally. The process is a simple and safe solution for converting your home movies and photos to thumb drive or to the cloud. Just send in your Legacy Box filled with old VHS and camcorder tapes, film reels, and pictures, and get back digital copies that can be easily enjoyed, shared, and kept organized. It's that easy. Legacy Box is trusted by over 1 million people, and it's all done right here in the USA. Get started preserving your past today. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to get an incredible 55% off. Buy today to take advantage of this exclusive offer and send in your memories when you're ready. Go to legacybox.com/recollection to save 55% while supplies last. Thank you to our loyal Patreon supporters listed here. Visit patreon.com/recollectionroad to join the club. As always, thank you so much for watching.